Hey everyone, it's Ally and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be going over Luxodor fragrance oils. They are a brand that did reach out to me and wanted to send me some oils to test out. So thank you to the brand for sending those my way. I really enjoyed my testing of these fragrance oils. And also just wanted to let you guys know I will be dropping a Middle Eastern haul later this week. So if that's something that you're interested in, then definitely stay tuned later this week. I have some fragrances that I'm really interested in talking to you guys about that I ended up getting in my collection. And yeah, so keep in mind that for later this week and watch out for that video. Not sure what day I'm going to drop it, so just keep an eye out. But anyway, today we're going to be going over Luxodor fragrance oils. They are a Dubai-based company that did reach out and wanted to send me some perfume oils to test. I really enjoyed my test of these fragrances. They are a company that sources their fragrance oils from Switzerland to create high quality, finely crafted fragrance oil blends. All the fragrance oil blends are inspired by other popular niche and designer fragrances. So if that's something that you're interested in, definitely check them out because I do think that they have some really solid contenders as far as their blends go. What I really love about their fragrance oil blends too is that they're very versatile. You can use them like directly on skin if you want, or you can use the oils to craft them into your own fragrance, your own perfume. And something that I really love is that on their website, they actually have videos that show you how to turn their fragrance oils into actual spray-on fragrances. So if that's something you've always wanted to do and you're curious about it, check their website out. I will link everything down below, but they're very informative and they show you how to make a perfume from like beginning to end, and it's really fascinating. There's a couple in here that I really want to turn into like spray on fragrances just because they smell so freaking bomb and they were just like chef's kiss on my skin. Like they're really, really good. And others that weren't my cup of tea, but I'm glad I got to test them out, and see what was the jam. But yeah, really beautiful, high quality. You can use them to make body mist. You can use them to make perfumes. You can use them in diffusers. You can use them to scent candles. Like, honestly, the options are kind of endless with these oils. And they are a wholesale brand, so they offer them at wholesale price. So you can get them in large quantities. If there's a scent that you really want to, like, incorporate in, like, your crafting or fragrance oils, diffusers, candles, whatever it may be, they're a really good resource to do that. And yeah, that's what we're going to be getting into today. I was gifted this, so like I said, thank you to the brand for sending this my way. It came in a really beautiful bag, and on the inside you have the box that sits in there, and it says Luxodor. It has a little handle, which I thought was really cute. But what I really liked is that on the inside, they sort of like sit in this ring. I don't know if you could see it, but like they sit in a ring, and I honestly was shocked that these came all the way from Dubai and not one of them slipped out. They're sort of like a holder that they sit inside of, which is really, really cool. I was like, wow, dang, like this is kind of like solid packaging. The fact that not one slipped out. It was really sturdy and secure inside. Honestly, kind of surprised because like it's like 10 fragrance oils. This is the sampler pack that you can choose from on their website. If you want to sample their oils, I highly recommend the sample pack because you get 10 oils you can pick, and like, man, it's pretty good. You can do their best sellers or like pick and choose, but I ended up picking the ones I wanted to test out. And the first one that we're going to talk about is called Valentina Poudre, and this is Valentino's version of Valentina Poudre. It comes in a little tube like this. I think it's a little 10 ml, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, it's a little 10 ml. And this one is a really powdery fragrance that revolves around iris. You have amberette or muskmallow, iris, tuberose, vanilla, sandalwood, and tonka bean. This is a sweet, warm, powdery fragrance. My lovers of powdery fragrances, you would really enjoy this one. I am very picky with powdery fragrances. I like them, but I like a certain style of powdery fragrance. It's really hard to like give a definition of what exactly it is that I like, but I'm very particular. I do enjoy powdery fragrance though, don't get me wrong, but this one is really heavy on the iris, so it has a very powdery sort of effect. You have the softness of the amberette that sort of softens it up, that also aids in that powdery sort of feel. I do get this creamy white tuberose, but in the forefront, I primarily get iris. My fans of iris, especially a sweet powdery iris, check this out. This was pretty long lasting for a powdery fragrance, but it does create sort of a soft aura around you. It's very close to skin, it's soft, but it's really quite, I don't know, it's enveloping. It's an enveloping, soft, warm cashmere sweater on a cold day. That's the sort of vibe that I get from this because of that tonka and sandalwood and vanilla. They add a warmth to the fragrance. Really, really pretty. My lovers of powdery fragrances, definitely check this one out. Personally, I'm not the biggest fan of powdery fragrances. I thought it was okay. I've never smelt Valentina Poudre, but if it smells like this, then I'm probably gonna pass on it just because, like I said, it's not my style of powdery fragrance. Now, the next one that I'm gonna talk about definitely is my style. This one was stunning, and I want this and everything. I want a candle that smells like this. I want to wear this as a perfume, as a body mist. Like, I want it all. This one is called Delicate Rose. And you guys, this is gorgeous. This is so beautiful, so feminine, so pretty, so juicy and sparkling. You've got notes of yuzu, bamboo, kumquat, rose, lotus, apple, jasmine, musk, sandalwood. You have cedar and woody notes. And oh my God, this is so juicy that it almost takes on this sort of aquatic-y feel. Oh my goodness. If you're a fan of like Narcotic Fleur, I think it is, by Ex Nihilio, this has that sort of vibe, but this is so much better. The rose is in the forefront of this fragrance, but it is juicy. It is delicate. It has a sparkling quality. It's ultra feminine. And this one lasted on me so freaking long. I don't know what it was about this one, but this one was stunning. I am shook by this one. I really enjoy it. And since I got this one, I have not been able to stop wearing it. This one lasts a really long time and honestly adds this really sensual scent to your skin. Ultra girly, really sweet, sparkling, juicy, perfect for summer. This is a vibe. This one is a total vibe. My girls out there, get this in your repertoire. I'm going to be looking at what fragrance this is, Delicate Rose, because I need this. And now that I have the oil, I'm tempted to turn this one into a fragrance, like my own little perfume, because this one smells so good and this is going to do amazing in summertime. This is already long lasting as an oil. I can only imagine in summer how good it's going to be. The next one that I'm going to talk about is their take on Ajmal Wisal. And this is another rose fragrance, but it's a spiced rose fragrance. You've got roses, spices, sandalwood, florals, and musk. And this is really, really pretty. You do get a really jammy rose that's surrounded by these spices, but it's not overtly a spicy fragrance, but it definitely adds complexity. This, in my opinion, is a more mature, sophisticated rose, a very nighttime going out rose, something that is dark, a little bit mysterious. If you're into that style of fragrances, then definitely do yourself a favor and check this one out. It has a dark, mysterious, sexy quality with a really jammy rose backbone. Ah, it's really beautiful. It reminds me a little bit of Le Labo's Rose 31, but I do prefer Le Labo's Rose 31 to this one. This one is jammier and rosier, where I find Le Labo's Rose 31 to be a bit woodier and maybe a bit spicier and very sexy. This one seems more sophisticated than on the sexy side, but a beautiful rose scent nonetheless, but leaning more on the mature side. The next one that I'm going to talk about is called Addict, and this is their take on Dior Addict. I love this one. This, to me, smells like the vintage Dior Addict, the formulation that they had before they reformulated it, the OG, like, iconic one. This is that vibe, and this is so long lasting on the skin. I was kind of shook. You've got that jasmine, the mandarin leaf, blackberry, night blooming cereus, orange blossom. You have rose, vanilla, tonka, sandalwood. This is dense. This is vanillic. This is that carnal, plush, white floral that's wham bam in your face that Dior Addict was known for. This is really, really good. If you are a fan of Dior Addict and you miss the vintage formulation, that really gorgeous, plush, andalic, white floral, boom in your face jasmine with that vanillic, woody backbone, this is it. This is really, really gorgeous. And honestly, this one is worthy of being turned into like a full-on fragrance because this one's good. I honestly am so happy I got this one because this one is a 10 out of 10 in my opinion. Really happy to have that one. The next one that I'm going to talk about is their take on YSL's Manifesto, and this one is called just Manifesto. Blackcurrant, bergamot, green notes, jasmine, sambac, lily of the valley, vanilla, tonka bean, cedarwood, and sandalwood. And this to me smells like if Dior Addict, right, was the older sister, this would be the younger sister that looks up to Dior Addict and tries to emulate her, but isn't really on her level. Because Dior Addict is like that sexy vixen sister. This is like the little sister that's trying to be like sexy and vixeny, but still has that playful, like, kind of delicateness about her, so it doesn't really translate the same. They're the same style of fragrances, but they're not the same fragrance, if that makes sense. This is a more younger, youthful, funner approach to that version of that fragrance. I don't know if I'm doing it justice explaining it that way. But this is definitely another white floral, sort of jasmine forward fragrance that has this sort of vanillic woody backbone. But I find this one a lot more playful, a lot more youthful, a lot more sort of sparkling and fun with having the white florals and this sort of like juiciness to it. I definitely get a lot of that lily of the valley, which in my opinion makes it a lot more youthful and sparkling and playful. I do enjoy this fragrance, but it's not my favorite fragrance. If I had to pick between this one and Addict, I'm going to choose Addict any day. But nonetheless, definitely happy I got to test this one out. Another one that is really long lasting, really pretty on skin. Not my favorite, honestly, but it smells like YSL Manifesto. So I guess I can't complain. If that's the style of fragrance you want and are looking for, and you wanted it in an oil version so you can layer it or create a perfume, this is a really good one. Not a bad fragrance, like I said, just not my favorite. I prefer Dior Addict because I like that sexy, like, grown vibe. Now, the next one that I'm going to talk about is called Shiseido Zen, and this is their take on Shiseido Zen. That is a fragrance that I'm very familiar with. I love Shiseido Zen. This has grapefruit, pineapple, bergamot, orange, rose, freesia, red apple, lotus, hyacinth, gardenia, lily of the valley, violet, orris, incense, and pine. A lot of notes in this fragrance. And I will say, I don't think this is a one-to-one of Shiseido Zen. I love Shiseido Zen. It has this really beautiful, sparkling, citrusy quality to it, with this really clean patchouli in the base. This is very similar to that fragrance, but I would say it's about 85% similar. I wouldn't say it's an exact dupe. I would say this one is a bit earthier, and I definitely get a lot more of the patchouli, and not as much of the sparkling citruses that I'm used to, that sort of like pineapple, grapefruity, bergamot sort of blast that you get in it. It's really pretty nonetheless. I do wish that it was a bit closer to the original Shiseido Zen, but this is honestly still really beautiful. When I apply it, I definitely get that pine in the forefront, which I'm not used to in Shiseido Zen. This is very pine forward. And it gives me sort of like Shiseido Zen's cousin, you know? It's in that same vein and it's very similar. And I think if you smelt this in the air, you might not be able to tell that it wasn't Shiseido Zen, but for those that are familiar with Shiseido Zen, you definitely be able to tell that this is more woody, incensey forward than sparkling, citrusy, and juicy. Nonetheless, it's a really beautiful fragrance, but I would not say this is identical, but definitely one to look into if you wanted a more earthy, woody, patchouli-based forward fragrance version of it, if that makes sense. Definitely really like it. Not my favorite though, even though I'm a huge fan of Shiseido Zen, but really close, about 80-85% close. Just more woody undertones, but not bad, if I'm honest, not bad at all. Also pretty long lasting. I have used this to layer with Shiseido Zen and it actually works really pretty. So it's not a loss in any way. The next one that I'm going to talk about is one that I was really impressed by, and I've been wearing this one a lot. This one is called Baldafique, and this is their take on Byredo's Baldafique. You guys, this one is gorgeous. Again, I wouldn't say this is a one-to-one of it, But this is like, it has its differences, but my God, is this freaking good. I honestly think I might prefer this a little bit better than Baldafique. It's definitely that fragrance, like that style of fragrance, but yo, this is creamier. This has like a little bit more of that vetiver shining through that, you know, Baldafique is known for. But this is extremely creamy and dense and plush, and oh my God. I've been wearing this to the gym and I've gotten so many compliments when I've worn this to the gym because this one, especially when it heats up on skin and in high heat, creates the most amazing scented bubble around you. This is gorgeous. Oh my God. This is creamy. It is like fluffy. It has that Baldafique vibe, but the citruses are definitely turned down in this one. And the creamy vetiver is turned way up. This is really, really good. I'm honestly like addicted to this one and the way it reacts with my body chemistry. I really want to turn this one into a full-on fragrance because this version of Baldafique is phenomenal. I love Baldafique. Don't get me wrong, that DNA is stunning. But this just elevates it to a whole nother level where that vetiver really shines through. It has a slight earthiness, but it's so clean and elegant and sophisticated. And the creaminess of this is so amped up. I'm honestly quite shook with this one. Long lasting, amazing when you heat up in warmth and in the gym. What a vibe. Really love this one. Head turner for sure. I want everything scented like this. Delicate Rose and this one in particular. Both of those are just chef's kiss. Now, the next one that I'm going to talk about is called Casamori 1888. And this is their take on Xerjoff's Casamori 1888. This is stunning. Another one that, like, I had smelt this fragrance, Casamori 1988, a long time ago. And I forgot about it. It was like in the beginning of my fragrance, like, collecting days. And I forgot how gorgeous this fragrance was because as soon as I smelt it, this took me back. I will say this is unisex leaning, maybe a tad masculine for some, but I think that girls could totally rock this. This is a fragrance that revolves around the note of carnation, and the carnation note in this is spectacular. Off the bat, this smells a little bit almost cologne-y, like a fresh style cologne fragrance to some noses. But as this like dries down, that citrus comes through, you get this sort of like neroli, sort of birchy, sort of like tartness that comes through that is so, so gorgeous. And as it dries down, that carnation note starts to come through. And it is so beautiful and so unique. It's got some tang to it because of the neroli and the sort of citrus that it has going on with it. There's a sparkling quality to it that just smells so beautiful. Carnation, pepper, coriander, saffron, ylang ylang, rose, neroli, amber, sandalwood, birch, and patchouli. That's what makes up this fragrance, but it is so complex smelling, so sophisticated, so beautiful. This could be a gorgeous everyday fragrance for some. And honestly, like, this just smells really elevated, really expensive. I could see a lot of men wanting to wear this and like really loving this. And I could see the right girl definitely like wearing this and being like, damn, like this is gorgeous. If you're a fan of the note of carnation in any way, do yourself a favor and check this one out because this one is honestly really stunning. Like I was kind of surprised. I'm surprised that I forgot that fragrance, but it reignited my love for it by smelling it again. The next one that I'm going to talk about is called Sycamore, and this is their take on Chanel's Sycamore. You've got notes of pink pepper, juniper, aldehydes, vetiver, cypress, violet, sandalwood, and balsamic notes, and this is a gorgeous, aromatic, sophisticated fragrance that I think a lot of guys are really going to enjoy. They hit it right on the head with this one. This is stunning. It's sophisticated. It's elevated. It's very refined. This reminds me of a man wearing a suit, very powerful. But I could also see the right woman rocking this, like if she has like a very powerful aura about her. This is aromatic and beautiful and very like in your face and very authoritative, in my opinion. This is a very like attention grabbing scent that requires you to like take the attention out of a room. If you love really aromatic, sophisticated, almost business-like fragrances, do yourself a favor and look into this one. This is a gorgeous one, especially if you're a fan of the Sycamore DNA. This one is stunning and really long-lasting. Probably the most long-lasting out of all the fragrances here. That one, for some weird reason, just pushes on skin and it fills up a room for an oil. I was honestly kind of shocked how well that one performed. And now the last one that I'm going to be talking about is called Possessoir Extrait. And this is their take on BDK's Possessoir, the Extrait version. Another one that's really beautiful. If you are a lover of Possessoir and the Extrait version, do yourself a favor, get this one. It is the same friggin' thing. It is long lasting. It's really beautiful. Ginger, pear, mandarin, black pepper, cacao pod, quince, jasmine, peach, orange blossom, cashmere, and ambroxan, patchouli, vanilla, and benzoin. Make up the DNA of this fragrance, and it is dense. It is juicy. You definitely get that pear in this. It is a dense, juicy pear that is long lasting, and it is cloaked in all this sweetness from all the other sweet notes like the benzoin, the vanilla, and the ambroxan and cashmere. It's very, very juicy, very, very gorgeous, very, very plush and elevated and elegant. If you are a fan of Possessoir and you wanted something that is very similar to it in an oil version, then do yourself a favor and get yourself that one because it's really, really good. It smells really dense, really juicy. If you're familiar with Possessoir, it smells like that, but just a far denser version of it with a little bit more pepperiness in it. It's got a little bit of a kick, but I really like it. I really enjoy it, and I think it's definitely worth the bang for the buck that you get with it. The fragrance oil started around $9 and it goes up from there depending on what size or amount that you want to get. And yeah, I really enjoyed my wear of these. Like I said, some of them I enjoyed a bit more than others. Do I recommend this brand? Hell yeah, I do. It's actually really good. Definitely check them out, especially if you're like getting into candles. If you want to try like crafting your own fragrances, definitely get yourself like the sampler set and play around. There's no shame in playing around and finding out what you like. And yeah, I highly recommend this brand, 10 out of 10. Like I said, some I like a little bit more than others, but I'm definitely going to play around with these oils and have my own share of fun. I think I might make some candles or something with these. So yeah. Till next time, you guys, I hope you found the video informative. If you want to find me on Instagram, I'm under Goddess on Neptune. Same on Threads. Until next time, I will catch you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.